Hi, folks. Thanks for being with me here on this Thursday. We got a tower cam view there from Rapides Hospital showing a mostly fair sky there. I've seen some cloudiness during the day. Let's go over to another area where we've got a tower cam over toward Gina now with a pretty good view, showing likewise a mostly clear sky for this evening. It was a pretty nice day, a little hot at times, so under the sun, of course. So I'll be talking about a couple of things here in this little weathercast. First of all, weekend rain chances are there with that cold front coming in this weekend, and it's looking a bit stronger than it did yesterday, which is good news. All right. And is there tropical trouble brewing in the Atlantic? Not necessarily for us, but the windward and leewards are being put on notice for that system as it approaches them toward the early middle part of next week. Okay, so things going on. Let's talk about it. First of all, radar, it's going to be a 0% day, folks. We just don't see anything happening out there for today as far as rain and thunderstorms. The atmosphere has kind of stabilized. We had high pressure overhead also and no triggers. But look at this. You heard about our weekend front. Here it is. Coming through the plains, there's upper level support. You see that northwesterly flow coming in behind the front, a surface low here. And then as that northwesterly flow persists, it will drive that front in our direction this weekend. I'm looking at frontal passage sometime late Saturday, Saturday night, or very early Sunday. So that's kind of the time frame. And again, it is looking a little stronger. Every day I look at it, it looks like a little bit stronger, a little bit more effect. So Futurecast coming into a more local forecast there in the morning. Could be some patchy fog across the area. Otherwise, kind of let it go at that. No issues as far as the morning commute, other than that possibility of some fog. By evening commute, no issues there. Now, this model is bringing in a couple of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two there for Friday evening football. And I can't completely rule that out, but right now I made a choice to go with not mentioning that. I think it may be a little bit early on that forecast. It could happen tomorrow night later, but I think Friday evening football is looking okay down in this area. Okay, let's go beyond your Futurecast to the situation as far as your tropics are concerned in the Atlantic. That system finally earned a designation, AL91. There's a 60% chance of that developing within the next 2 days into a tropical cyclone. That would be a tropical depression, tropical storm, or hurricane, and 90% over the next 7 days. So it's likely that something's going to come out of that deal. And again, the islands kind of being advised to keep track of this thing over the next several days. So let's get a little information on this as far as your satellite imagery is concerned. System getting a little bit better organized. You see a little bit better clusters of convection down in that particular area. And there's also a little broad surface low with that. So located over the eastern tropical Atlantic, it's moving to the west, kind of slowly at 5 to 10 miles an hour. There is a broad area of surface low pressure, about 29.85 inches, but the structure is becoming better organized. The cloud patterns becoming better organized. And so conditions support strengthening, and we think we'll have a likely tropical system there by Saturday. Probably depression strength would be the most likely thing that I would see. Okay, going into your 7-day forecast, and for Friday, partly cloudy, 72, 94, a hot day, a little bit muggy, so it'll feel worse than what the thermometer says. The front comes in this weekend. We see a little bit of increase in clouds there Saturday, kind of holding the temperatures into the upper 80s, maybe around 90 degrees, some middle 80s there in some locations, but a warm start with humidity there. Once the front comes through, we'll see the minimum and maximum temperature drop Sunday. Rain chance only about 20%, and we kind of in the fringe southern and western parishes. And then once we get into Monday, dry air wins the forecast, folks. And look what it does to the morning temperatures. Send it down. Yeah, let's clap about that for Monday morning. An average of 64 degrees, meaning that about some folks on the cool side of the thermometer get 60, 61, upper 60s on the high side, and even lower Tuesday morning. This will be the coolest morning we've had in a while, certainly since late last spring. Tuesday, average of 60. You know what that leaves room for? Some 50s, okay? I know you've been wanting that, and it's in my forecast finally. 89 for your high, but the unfortunate thing is that dry air under full sunshine, it heats up quickly, and we're back in the low to mid 90s, unfortunately, there for next Wednesday and Thursday. But the mornings remain nice, and right now it looks too dry and stable with high pressure and control nearby aloft to bring any rain in the forecast during that time frame. Of course, this forecast also implies that no tropical systems to worry about either. Okay, thanks for being with me on this Thursday. Hope your Friday is fantastic. And Nick and I will see you tomorrow. He'll be around in the morning, and I'll be around in the evening hours. Take care.